Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and if you are watching right now, moments ago, Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty on all 5 charges. Let me repeat that. All 5 remaining charges cleared on them, and I got to tell you folks, I screamed out loud after every single one in joy, because we're going to go back to what I originally said and stand by about this entire trial, because I don't believe that Rittenhouse is a quote-unquote hero. But at the same time, I don't think that he's a malicious murderer or a white supremacist or somebody who in that instance did anything wrong. And to be put in that situation in the first place, that the police were not doing their jobs and actually pushed protesters towards the armed units that were in Kenosha that day, that's a huge issue that never gets talked about. Huge issue. And we're going to try to get some of the eyewitnesses on. There's a lot going on in Kenosha right now. Kriston T. Harris of the Rundown Live, I've been in contact with him while I was watching some of the live footage after the fact. I saw Ford Fisher zip by the Rupley cams. But once again, I want to say it. Not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. And for all those people out there, that said that Rittenhouse had somehow fake cried on the stand. So I watched this. I witnessed from the time the judge said that they had a verdict and they called everybody in, and you saw all of a sudden Rittenhouse's chest go crazy, and I could say, wow, he's going to have that freak out moment no matter what. No matter what. I mean, it's going to be an emotional adrenaline dump to find out whether, again, you're an 18-year-old kid at this point. I was just getting into college and being away from home, just 60 miles at that point. There's a lot going on in all of our lives at that point, okay? And I see him again after the verdicts in that same motion of freaking out, and it's kind of like you can't talk, you're immobilized just because the tears don't come out. I got to tell you, there were moments in my life at 16, 17 years old that were so traumatic and so life-changing that I suffered those same things. You ever feel that in an emotional moment where you just can't say anything? Like, it's literally like you're in one of those bad dreams where you're trying to scream to somebody and get somebody's attention and help someone, or you're being taken away and you can't. It's a real thing. So here's the deal what we're going to do, guys. Get your questions and comments in now over at YouTube if you're there. We are broadcasting over on the Rockfin, where I haven't been censored. Where have I been for 2 weeks? Guys, I got hit for cyberbullying on an Ask Me Anything from January of 2020. Okay, a video close to 2 years old, before I even had Maria Farmer on about the program. And if you don't know who Maria Farmer is, she's the very first victim that we know of that went to law enforcement about Jeffrey Epstein, okay? So there's a huge amount of news to catch up on. But let me explain why this is a huge win for the country and America. Number one, we need our Second Amendment, period. We need our Second Amendment. And the media lied on so many aspects of this case, saying that the gun that Rittenhouse took there, okay, crossed state lines with, and we'll get to that just total nonsensical point in a moment, but that he wasn't legally allowed to carry that gun. In fact, Rittenhouse was not only legally allowed to carry that gun, but the one gentleman, and I use that term extremely lightly, who survived and pulled the gun on Rittenhouse, his gun was illegal. His handgun. And the AR-15 has been ultimately demonized by the media as this extremely deadly assault rifle that needs to be taken off the street. So had he been found guilty, right, there would have been even more push to take away more guns from more people. And I'll say it again. Do I like the fact that 2 people are dead? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let's see. Kristen's hitting me up here. Let me see what he has got to say. He says that he's mobile. So he wants to hit him with a link. He's mobile. So we're gonna hit him up with a link right now. We're gonna fix this up. We'll do it live. Thumbs this video up, subscribe, share. Kriston T. Harris of The Rundown Live. Again, one of those guys that is on the ground, period. On the ground, he was there. We actually reposted the interview with Kriston T. Harris over on my Facebook, if you find it there. But if you look up for basically what happened in that Rittenhouse trial, he talked about it. You know, he talked about how he thought that Kyle Rittenhouse, and it comes up later in the trial, the Call of Duty thing, was there to kind of be the Call of Duty medic. That's something we discussed. But he said that doesn't mean he was there to shoot people. Let's see. Mary Erickson hitting me up with a $10 tip. Thank you so much. Shannon Ulrich, let's read this one while we create this. And we got to do a few things here, guys. Let's see. So we can send it to myself, and I can send it to Kristen. She says, I love your passion-filled, enthusiastic streams. You help to keep me motivated to resist just going along with everything. Don't go along. Resist. Resist, resist, resist. Do not comply with evil. Why are we acquiescing to evil ever? Ever. It's unnecessary. It's not only unnecessary, it's extremely detrimental to everybody out there. I repeat, everybody out there. If you acquiesce to this, things get worse. Okay? Things get much worse. I tell everyone that they will know I just have given up on life altogether. Do never give up. Life is beautiful. Life's never going to be perfect. There are going to be challenges. Nobody's happy 100% of the time. Okay? But you got to make your moments. And this is a big moment for us. And when I say us, I mean the human family against a predator class that would like to oppress and control us on every level. Disarm us. They're already trying to disarm us mentally. That's why we're in this situation. Okay? That's what psychological warfare is. The day I let them stick their needle in my arm, yeah, don't do it. I hope this helps with building you're trying to acquire. Thank you for all you do. Yes, I am still trying to acquire that building. It is extremely difficult situation. Okay, so let's get this to Mr. Harris. Again, thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. And let's see. Come on, baby. Oh, come on. Don't tell me it's not sent yet. Tell me it didn't send. Let's see. See, when we do it live, guys, it's hard. Sent. Okay. Really? Did it not send? Did it not want to send my meet link? Come on, man. You got to be kidding me here. We're trying to do a show. Trying to do a show here. Boom. Let's see. Still not there. I'm going to text him back. Sorry, guys. So when you look at Rittenhouse again, am I happy these two guys are dead? Even though they're not great guys. The one guy, listen, straight up child rapist. I'm not for murdering anybody. That person, I don't even know how he was out of jail. This is a multiple child rapist. Oh my God. Let's see. One man. Bam. We'll hit him with that. All right. Let's hope we can get there soon. I don't know why it's not doing it, but we're going to restart the phone and try from there. Okay. Because we have sent that link. So, folks, the bottom line is that this is huge for us. The media tried to distort this kid, and they're going to continue to do that, by the way. They're going to continue to try to make it into him. This is a win for white supremacy. Win for white. And remember, white supremacy is now domestic terror. And they've had domestic terror units they haven't been telling you about for well over a decade. That's a reality. Okay, that's not hyperbole. That's not something that we should make light of at all. No, that is, in fact, happening. All right, so there we go. Hopefully we will have Kriston on in moments, folks. So again, he's down there right now in Kenosha, live. He testified at the trial, and we really hope that we get him on right now. That'll be a big get. He's been on the ground. This is real citizen journalism. So again, get your questions and comments in. And remember, the Rockfin is where the last 2 weeks of my work are. Let me tell you how important the work we do here is. Something over at Rockfin gets about 1,000 views sometimes, where I confront Dr. Katz, who's a mouthpiece for Fauci, on a presentation that is just, you can't even put it on YouTube. If I put that on YouTube, they would pull my channel in a second. I have 2 strikes. The second strike, again, cyberbullying, Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, maybe talking about the McGregor rape evidence. If you're new to my channel and you haven't seen that, it's unbelievable. It just shows you how society is so twisted, how it's inverted, how an inversion of reality is actually happening before us. Okay? Elijah Kramer, this is also a victory for independent media. They literally saved this young man's life with their coverage. Yes, Chris Don's coverage absolutely saved lives. Saved this kid's life. And you know what? Beyond that, saved a lot of lives. You know, Chris Don, it's hard because it's spelled that way. Chris Don always talks about the fact that he was kind of a mediator there. And he really, really was. Like, if you see him on camera, he's trying to de-escalate any kind of situation. He doesn't want to see people get shot. Nancy Wada, thank you so much for that tip. John Eater, thank you so much for that tip. Mary Erickson, again, thank you guys. Thank you. John Eater says they turn these criminals. Yeah, they have catch and release in New York. Crime is up 300% in New York City. 300%. Okay? I mean, my goodness. To perpetrate a real estate acquisition scheme for the globalists, are you going to start packing heat? You know, John, a lot of, first of all, I would want to be trained. And I do know a lot of people that are in the firearms training business here in the Quad Cities. And one of them's a really, really good guy, right around my age, family man. And he's really trying to get me, a military guy, trying to get me in on it. He's not the only one. There's another gentleman, military guy, older, a little older than me, not too much older. And his wife actually works with, I believe, Campaign for Liberty and Ron Paul. So there's a lot of good people that have been trying to push me into that direction of firearms, etc. And for me, you know, it's a personal decision, and I don't think that I'm necessarily against it, but I'm a big law of attraction guy. You bring certain things into your life. And believe me, I want to be able to defend my family. And myself, for that matter. But situationally, right now, it's not my focus. My focus is to be able to keep running my mouth and expanding and getting this building and, you know, bringing the message that the fourth industrial revolution is here. And thank God we had this trial. Thank God. Because without this trial, and it exposed so much, it's hard to emphasize how bad this could have been. I mean, think about it. All this censorship also led to the censorship of this trial in real time on YouTube because they didn't want people talking about this trial who ultimately would be right about the verdict. Think about that. Just like talking about, you know, the COVID-19 84 situation not being from a bat or a pangolin, people getting pulled for that. And everything is, again, selective enforcement. Certain people can say certain things, others cannot. Terry James, thank you for cutting through the BS, Jason. Love you. Love you, too. Thank you so much for supporting this broadcast. Tea Leaves, thank you so much. Let's go over to YouTube right now. Let's get into the live chat. Again, thumbs this up, subscribe, and share if you are new. We have 2 strikes. We haven't been around for 2 weeks. You guys have missed a ton of stuff. Before we get there, yeah, I do want to let you know about Rockfin. Now's the time to go. I could be gone tomorrow. I mean, I literally went to bed, and I woke up 2 weeks ago going, what? Cyberbullying Epstein. Took 4 days for a response. We actually did it live on air. Anybody can see the video, by the way. You can make the decision. It's right here. A free account. You can just go throwback. Did I really cyberbully pedophiles and rapists? You decide. You tell me where I broke the terms of service. It was an hour and 20-minute conversation with you guys. That's why I was gone. But you've missed all these videos. You know, a lot of people talked about Big Bird and the shot. Did you know that CNN partnered with Sesame Street over the last, I think it was about 16 months since March of 2020. Okay, so about 15 months. Since they teamed up to give your kids the COVID-19 84 message that they thought was appropriate. I don't know why that's coming up twice, but Alex Jones had me on recently. And we talked transhumanism for an hour. We talked about NASA. We talked about Dennis Bushnell. It's a great platform to bring people into the idea, not only the idea, the reality, that NASA is really a front for the military-industrial complex and this same transhumanist agenda. They put it on paper. They've openly talked about it. And Alex was gracious enough not only to have me on the show, but then after I did a follow-up over here exclusively, again, we can't really put it on YouTube right now because who knows what's going to happen on YouTube, okay? Everything you need to know about 2025, NASA told you in 2001. So that's a follow-up piece with that, Again, these are all exclusives. Myself with The Last American Vagabond, great hour-long interview there. More NASA stuff. But then we get all, and by the way, the Convo Couch, Pasta Jardula down in South America, showing you other elections. We're doing it big here. And then, of course, the Dr. Katz. This is an hour long. They tried to take my camera twice. Let me repeat that. You know, we might want to show some of this just to show you what we're doing here before we go to your questions and comments on Rittenhouse. So they don't want a public record of what's going on. So like 10 minutes in, they get upset with me and they want to take away my camera. Let me see. That's probably right around here, right? So again, like swipes at my camera, these beta males, and you know what? Let's play this, because this is how you handle someone like this. They don't want a record of what these people have to say, and then they want to take away your cameras. Now, I can't even play this whole thing on YouTube. I'll probably get thrown off. But look, they don't want me there.
Because if you're well, you shed the virus for probably half as long. If you get infected and you're vaccinated, you have half as long to transmit it to somebody who isn't going to respond to the vaccine. You see what I'm saying? There's a community. I'll cover those.
People that are dying.
That didn't answer my question.
We're talking about elderly people who already have comorbidities and should not be getting the vaccine because of those reasons.
No, they should be getting the vaccine, but we know the vaccine.
You're saying they don't respond well to it.
I didn't say they don't respond.
All right.
Again, this is a wild thing.
The presentation.
Right.
Listen, man. Easy. We're in a public forum. I'm not gonna take. You're not gonna bully me. You're not gonna bully me, dude. Listen, he said I could take. He's not gonna tell me what to do.
Stop. Okay, really, this is, we can ask questions, but it also impedes the presentation, so can we wait till the end?
He said we could interrupt. That's all.
Yes, I do know, but then now it's become where people, this is a charged issue where people obviously have feelings.
Yeah, people's lives are the same.
But you know what, honey?
Listen, don't honey me. I'm a person. I'm giving everybody respect. This is a public forum. We're asking real questions about real people's health. These are public officials. We're putting it on the record. Thank you.
I totally feel
Thank you.
But this is a public place where you
And by the way, she tries to take my tape at the end as well. But you want to see that whole thing? That, of course, is a Rockfin exclusive. We might actually put together a little video, put what we can on YouTube, but this is over an hour. It's extremely important. I hope you go check it out. It's alone to make the free account. And then I hosted the 4th hour of the Alex Jones Show, and I integrated that same document, went over that 4th Industrial Revolution, and I think it's really important people check that out as well. All right, let's get to the questions and comments. I promised we'd do it. So let's start with Plaid Stock Canadian. Brace yourselves, Kenosha, Wisconsin. The mob will burn everything because MSM are inciting violence. Godspeed, Rittenhouse family. Well, again, hopefully we're going to have Kriston T. Harris of the Rundown, but I bet you a lot's going on down in Kenosha right now. They are running around and, again, being real journalists. Being real journalists. Do we have another one? Nope. All right. I was really scared for this kid. I was scared for this kid too, and he's a kid. He's a kid. Now, look, there are certain times in your life where you step up to the plate and you become more and more of an adult in certain situations. But so many people out there have reverted to this childlike state of madness that they'll never achieve being an adult. Like, I feel like I was more of an adult as a teenager, standing up to bullies and getting my ass kicked. Okay? Getting my ass kicked over and over. From the time I was a kid. And you know, people that personally know me know that that's the truth. Listen, I was a loudmouth. Sometimes I deserved to get my ass kicked. But when I didn't, or I saw somebody getting picked on, and I thought like it was just too much, yeah, I stepped up and sometimes took a walloping. And that's just what life is, right? I mean, I've got the Washington Post and the New York Times still trying to say that loose change is, the way that viral misinformation really took hold of America, and we need to make mea culpas for that. I'm proud of what I've done for that film. I've been more honest than the Washington Post and the New York Times by the time I've taken a dump and brushed my teeth in the morning than they ever have. How about that? That's how much more honest I am than them. They're revolting. They are the enemy. Authoritative sources my ass. Okay? They tried to put this kid in jail for the rest of his life. My God. Thank God. Burma's back the same day Kyle is found not guilty. Let's go. We're back. We're back, son. Yeah, baby. It's exactly it. His mom was in shock when the verdict was announced. She thought she lost her son to the mob. Dude. Wow. Look. Again, you watch that Rittenhouse reaction. You watch it. Everybody who wanted to say that kid made up fake tears on the stand, I watched that. I had those moments. It wasn't real. Oh, here we go. We've got Kriston coming on. Awesome. Awesome. So hopefully he'll be on in one moment, guys. It's a big get. And I can't wait to talk to him about it. But yeah, we are back on the YouTube. Let's see. Yes. See, we're not even going to say that. Here's the deal. I don't like taking human life. How about that? Can you imagine that? I honestly 100% hope that I am able to go through my entire life without having to take that of another human's. Because I think that human beings matter. And it is not up to me to do so. Now, do I want that person who again who is convicted of raping 5 children? We're talking about 11 and under in some cases. Doesn't matter. I mean, kids are kids. This is disgusting. But I mean, you look at that. Do I want that person on the streets? No. How is he out of jail? How was he in a mental institution the day before and then all of a sudden shows up in this area? How do we have catch and release for people like that? What do we have here? ITC, thank you so much for that, Tipsky and Hutch over at the Rockfin. We really do appreciate that. Again, make that free Rockfin account, guys. That's where all my stuff from the last 2 weeks is. So much good stuff over there. I promise you will not be disappointed. As soon as I heard it, I said a thank you to God. Listen, I screamed on every single one. So happy. I was so happy. MSM and the mob didn't win this time. Well, let's hope that Kenosha doesn't burn tonight. Okay, that's what I really hope. Excuse me. Thank God. Rest in piss to the leftists. Look, man, it ain't about left and right here. Okay. First of all, those people that did this, do you think the guy who was dropping N-bombs on Kyle Rittenhouse, telling him he was going to kill him later, and that was convicted of child rape, do you think that in any way, shape, or form, all right, that person had a real political opinion about anything, or that he was like left-leaning, like the one that mattered? That guy's a mentally ill person. And mentally ill is on both sides. You got to break out of those patterns. You know what? Hopefully, they offered me a spot on the 4th hour to host. And I'm going to make that 4th hour more and more into trying to bring people together and understand that authoritarianism comes from both sides. And yes, is the quote-unquote left and the Democratic Party right now pushing way harder than the people on the right? Sure. But just like I had a conversation yesterday with a gentleman, we were talking about MSNBC and the fact that this guy had been pulled over because he ran listen, this is the reality of what the judge said, that he ran a red light to chase down the jury bus because his senior producer, according to the freelance producer apparently for MSNBC, told him to do so. All right. And then you got Brian Stelter fact-checking the whole thing, saying it's nonsense. We weren't doing anything. I truly believe that it only took 3 days because of jury intimidation. Or, maybe somebody was just paid off. But at the same time, the paid off thing, I mean, how hard is it to get at the jurors? Roy Cohn, was notorious for being like, yeah, I don't really care about the case at all. Tell me who is the judge. Let's compromise him. And then they went after the juries. This guy's a mob lawyer. And another guy, that had the pedophilia thing going on connected to... Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not making anybody into a hero. I hope this kid moves on with his life. I wish him nothing but the best. I'm glad he wasn't crucified. I'm glad I still have a Second Amendment. I'm glad I still have the right to defend myself when I'm being physically assaulted. You know, and let's talk about some of these angles that they lied about. Cross state lines. 20 miles away, 21.4, if you go by like the Google Maps, to this place where he was cleaning graffiti off earlier in the day, where he was a lifeguard, where obviously that is not only like the biggest area, but where his dad, his grandmother, and his aunts live. Let me repeat that. His father. Now, again, growing up, I had a pretty rocky relationship with my dad while he was around. You know, he was actually dead by the time I was 16. So, I mean, I can't relate in that manner with Rittenhouse at 17. All right? But I wanted to spend time with my dad, and I often did. And it was much farther than that. And then on the other note to that is I lived in such a small town between the time my father first went to prison at 12 and the time that I went to college, that the big thing for me and my friends, once we had licenses or cars and all that good stuff, or friends with cars, that we would take a road trip over to Johnstown, 15, 20 miles away, you know, and grab ourselves some Ponderosa wings and watch a movie. That's a big deal. Now, was that crossing state lines? And then, you know, I hear people going, oh, and his mommy drove him there. Well, he's 17 years old. I got my license like late 16, and they didn't let me drive the car. I was poor. I didn't buy a car outright. In fact, there were times that I was in college and my mother was coming to pick me up still when they wanted me home for family events until I did get a car. What does that have to do with anything? Now, am I happy, again, that, you know, the mom and the son came to a decision together that, you know, he would be part of this unit and be armed and defend Kenosha, Wisconsin, that would ultimately burn that night anyway? Not really. But at the same time, do I think the kid should be thrown in jail because of the circumstances that came his way after? No. 100% no. Like, that's craziness to me. Man, I hope that Chris Don's going to come on here. We're still waiting on him. But it happened. And that's it. And did he do anything illegal? No. And, you know, was it his neighborhood? Yeah. Did his father live there? Yeah. Was his family there? Yeah. Then there were so many things, you know, the guy who kicked him in the head that he shot at, okay, and missed. And I'm glad he missed that guy. You know, I don't want to see more death and destruction. But that guy was never identified, and Rittenhouse's lawyers were never able to bring him up on the stand. Meanwhile, it looks like, once again, the prosecutors knew who he was from the get-go. All these people had criminal records. All of them. Now, do I have a criminal record? Marijuana is the only thing I've ever been picked up for. And I think that, at least on the first one, maybe not, or the second one, I think I've got two. I think the second one got down to like a noise ordinance or something, right? So for me and the people I've been around, the vast majority of the ones I've associated with, people, don't have those type of criminal records at all. About time from day one, innocent. This not guilty verdict gives me hope in my fellow Americans. It's a good sign. I screamed and cried, so happy for him. Not guilty on all charges. Now he's going to sue, by the way. And I hope he sues President Poopy Pants, Zombie J, the puppet in chief, because the things that he and his administration said, let alone allowed to be spewed out there, deserve a reckoning. 100%. 100%. Not guilty on all charges, thank God. Hello from Northeastern Ontario. Great news. Boo. Is that a boo-boo or a boo-boo? Oh, wait, Flick Off's down there. I want to say hi to Flick Off. Is he where? I just saw him there. There you are. Welcome back, Jason. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. You know, man, it's tough out here. It's tough out here on YouTube. We all know it. Yeah. Look, man. Again, I ain't happy about any of this. I don't want to be the F around and find out guy. I don't want to be any of that because that's not what I'm about. I'm about love, man. I'm about hugs. I'm about good times. Let me tell you, I played that little clip of these people trying to take away my camera and not allow it, swipe at my phone. And I mean, come on, give me a break, right? That's not what I enjoyed. Right before that, I was at my niece's, I don't usually show family stuff, but because you're not really going to be able to see much of it anyway, just the way it is. I was at my niece's recital, okay? I was at my niece's recital. Let's turn it down a little bit because I don't want the music to play out of the gates as I do this. Now, nothing makes me happier than, and you can't really see her, and that's okay, but she's smiling. She's in the middle here. Let's see. There she is in the middle. Let me see if I turn down the brightness of this maybe. But there she goes. There you go. She's so happy just to be there, and that I'm there, and that I'm taping it, and that she's doing her thing, and I've heard her practice a million times. And these are the moments I want to live for, right? Those are it. A bunch of kids having a good time. Here, let's zoom out all the way. I mean, not wearing masks. This one poor kid. They did put him in it. But that's what I live for, guys. Those good times. I was so happy about that. It makes me upset that I got to go confront the Dr. Katzes of the world. And then authoritarians got to tell me that I'm not allowed to tape. No. Not happening. No way. No Waysky and Hutch. Matt Ferguson, thank you so much. What do you think Wisconsin will do to stop riots under a Biden presidency? I don't know, man. If we don't get Chris on right now, maybe we'll get him on later in the day. I do have some obligations this afternoon. But, we really want to get him on and get his take on what's happening down there because he's on scene. If anyone in the Kenosha area, help yourself to some of those free bricks they've placed around the city. Build a rocket stove, outside pizza oven, fire pit, etc. Use them for good instead of evil. I saw those videos getting sent to me. I did not confirm those, but if that is in the case, that's what you should do with them. Those, first of all, hopefully those pallets of bricks are there to actually build something. So I'm not encouraging anybody to steal anything. But if if you call up your local city and say, hey, what is this? And they don't know, this is what I would say. Build yourself a nice little fire pit. A pizza, I'm a big pizza oven guy. A brick pizza oven with a nice slate there, that's good times. That's good times from Grady. Let's see, he goes, white privilege. I hope you're being sarcastic. I hope that's sarcasm. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm always going to judge a man or a woman on the content of their character. I care less about your skin color, man. I really could. It's not even a thing. In case you didn't notice on that little video, my nieces are black. Who cares? Who cares? Do I ever want them to feel oppressed because of their skin color? Nope. Do they? Nope. Nope. Do they know racism's out there? Yep. Do we confront it like every other problem? That person is ignorant? Okay, and just trying to be malicious and mean? Yep. We treat it like it is, man. Life's not perfect. But it just grosses me out. I had no white privilege growing up in my life. I can tell you that right now. I've scrapped for everything I've had, and I will continue to do so. Oh, would have never happened because no person of color was out there defending innocent businesses. I just hope the kid will be okay. He seems like the type to despair over all of his life. I hope not. Again, I want to run my entire life not taking one. I like protecting lives. I think that's important. Again, I hope that he was being sarcastic. The right to self-defense is secure for now. That's a big thing. That was a big thing. With this ruling, all of Kenosha can now feel it's safe to step outside with their guns and protect themselves and their city. Get ready for riding. Law, not privilege. Bad parents. I don't know, man. I'm not happy about that decision, but I'm not going to vilify anybody for it. You notice them too, eh? This will be a rough weekend for Kenosha. We'll see. Oh boy, joggers and peaceful protests incoming. He should sue like Nick Sandman and I'm sure he's going to sue all over. I mean, and he has every right to. He has every right to get into the lawsuits there. There's no doubt about that. Let me see. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything over at Rockfin. Make sure you make that Rockfin account. Let's see. We already did the Matt Ferguson one. Awesome. We're doing okay over there as well. Again, thumbs this up, subscribe, and share, everybody. Let's see. I hope everybody stays safe in Kenosha. If you defend yourself against these rioting thugs, and I'm on the jury, you will be found not guilty. I'm tired of this shizzle McBizzle. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. What in the schnuckle fucks is going on? He was 17 and his mom was working an 18-hour shift. When I was 17, I was in college. I was barely getting there. At the end of, right when I was turning 18, I think it was like the week of, I was at orientation for college. But yeah, stay home, don't go out Kenosha night this weekend. Godspeed, Kenosha. Exactly, Burmis. Well, thank you. Proof we are still strong and will not bow to the mob's threats, those poor jurors. I cried, knew he was innocent. I've been watching some Rockfin. I just can't comment. Yeah, you have to be logged in to comment. I know you've been having problems with that free account. Or again, Jan, man, we got to figure it out. We'll try to figure that out for you. I don't know why you're having all those problems. Hopefully most people aren't having those problems. Oh, woot woot. I bet the leftist autists are going nuts right now. There's a lot of people that are probably going nuts right now. But they're so brainwashed by Bernaysian talking points, right? We've all been assaulted with a bunch of lies. I mean, I'm not even going to read that because, again, with the commie stuff, let me give you examples. Do you think all the people that lived in actual Soviet Russia or that live currently in communist China are bad people? Do you actually believe that? No, they're not. Most of them want just what you want. Do they have oppressors? Are their systems extremely flawed and oppressive? You bet they are. Are ours? Yeah. Yeah, they are too. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to be honest with yourself. We have unaccountability right now in this country via signature reduction that no one seems to want to talk about. We have an undercover military force against Americans. And by the way, last night, it's a 4-hour plus speech filibuster against the Build Back Better, another Bernaysian type PR move with this great reset agenda and crowd. Okay, all's it is. And I'm glad they did that. I mean, that's not Biden's plan at all. But Biden doesn't have a plan other than to try to not shit himself 3 times a day. That's it. That's his plan. Stay up for about 4 hours consecutively at points, maybe 8 hours during the whole thing. Try not to poop his pants, okay, and read off a prompter. I mean, there's some other things that they have him doing, but let's not talk about them here on YouTube. So you got this secret undercover military that's totally unaccountable, that's been in action for over a decade. And they call it an art form, and it's signature reduction, and it's embedded in high-profile private businesses and consultancies. It's everywhere. It is the octopus, the Hydra. It is that deep state that Peter Dale Scott talked about all those years ago that now has been basically put into a situation where if you say deep state, you must be MAGA. You're MAGA for life. You're Q nonsense. No. No. And again, shout out to InfoWars for allowing me to make the film Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined. Okay, it's right there. You watch for free. It's actually in the playlist section here at YouTube. It's on Rockfin as well. And there's a point in that film where Peter Dale Scott goes, we call these deep events. Okay? And he lays out exactly what he means. Long before Trump was running for anything, we put this film out. People can't grasp that. Okay? They just want to disregard everything I've put out there. That's Johnny Nonsense. That's not the way to go. All right, let's continue on. The store is the one that can't sell guns to minors, but he can carry. Yeah, we were kicked off for 2 weeks for apparently cyberbullying Epstein, maybe Ghislaine Maxwell, or possibly Conor McGregor. I don't know. Or it could have been the QAnon sense crowd themselves that maybe I cyberbullied during the question and answer session. That's a possibility. We are surprised justice was done. Not a good thing. No, it's not a good thing, but look, we're happy. Thank God. Thank God. Time to rub it in all the commies' faces. Man, these commie things. It is still okay to defend yourself in the USA. Now, lock up ADA Claire. I don't know who Ada Claire is. I will call him Kyle of Duty. He was not a criminal, yet no word about others that had criminal charges in their reputations and history. That was a red flag to me. When the stupid DA pointed the gun finger on a trigger at the jury, I don't know if it was over then. It shouldn't have taken this long. It should not have taken that long. No way. Lefties hunted and stalked me for one day for my day one opinion on Kyle. Justice has been served. This never should have gone to trial. I agree. With all the evidence they had, it should have never gone to trial. This is why Canada looks up to the USA and your Second Amendment. You have the legal right to defend yourself. In Canada, we don't have that luxury. No human right. Don't get sad, get mad. Even Jump Kickman got a huge criminal record. Again, yes. And the Daily Mail, people love to shit on the Daily Mail. And when they deserve to be shit on, we shit on them. Okay? But they put out so much exclusive stuff you see nowhere in the mainstream. Nothing. Nothing in the mainstream in this country. Right? At all. Huge criminal record. They show you the guy's name. They show you his face. They say, that's the dude. Why isn't he being charged with assault? He tried to kick a 17-year-old in the head while he was on the ground. I mean, seriously. I want to repeat that. A man, I believe he was he's now early 30s. I think he was like 32-year-old man with a huge criminal record. Jump kicks a kid on the ground in the head on pavement. And he's not charged with, maybe not attempted murder. How about a manslaughter? Like, give me a break. You might like listening to The Truman Show. I watched a couple days ago, and she explained about the central banks, how the central banks run everything. Wait. You mean I can't attack people with impunity now? Oh, well, I guess all my freedoms have been taken away. Let's see. Northeastern Ontario, they pretended they didn't know who Jump Kick Man was. They know exactly who he is. Correct. How can anyone look at what's happening in Australia and still be mad about the Rittenhouse verdict? Self-defense is what was on trial. Damn straight, because most people don't even know what's going on in Australia and Austria. They don't know the lockdowns are coming back in parts of Europe. Big time. They still haven't caught on to 3 through 5 and the forever. Right? Even though we covered that in the beginning. YouTube did take those off, didn't give me strikes for them. I mean, I wish that they wanted to pull the plug on that Dr. Katz thing so quick. Oh, in fact, let's go back to that really quickly. I cannot encourage people enough to go and check this out. I mean, again, they try to take my camera one more time. At the end of this thing, it's just all nuts. There's no reason for any of it. Why? To be challenged? Because this guy thinks it's funny. He puts up literal demon hands at one point. Let's see if I catch the thing. He like witch's hands in a crystal ball and brings up a death joke. Like that's what's on the right hand side of that. I know I swing it up at some point. I think it's right here. But this guy, he's not a good man. At best he's extremely ignorant. At worst, he knows exactly what he's doing and who he's shilling for. So that's an exclusive over at the Rockfin. Again, Rockfin. I'd love for us to get to at least 42,000 today because tomorrow is uncertain on YouTube, period. I mean, it just is. And by the way, guys, I really could use your support. Premium membership over on Rockfin, even though 99+% of my stuff is completely free, is $9.99 a month or $99.99 for the year. You endorse Jason Burmis, you get everybody's stuff. Max Blumenthal and The Gray Zone are coming up big. Whitney Webb is killing it. T-Lav, wow. You know, and T-Lav gives away all his stuff as well. But, you know, you also get premium stuff from people like Michael Tracy, from Jimmy Dore. There's a lot of good stuff on there, and I would encourage people to check it out. I also have the GoFundMe with the links down below. That's another great way to support me, especially if you want to see me get this building. We're working hard on it. We're working. The first deal that I thought was going to go through was such a shark deal. I could not see. I would have ended up paying another 50 to 100 grand possibly, or more, because there was really no set fixed price after I signed this deal on this building that would already cost me $250,000 if I were able to get it right now. So we're doing our work, we're doing our due diligence, and we're trying to make it happen. Yeah, I don't know who Aria Cody is, or Ada Cody. I don't know what's going on. Glitchy Glitch, yeah. Jump Kick is a career criminal, yes. From Hamilton, Ontario here. Let's see. Sup, Susan. Gross crotch slap. What? I don't know what's going on there. I wonder, was this trial made to stir up riots again, just to sink the economy deeper into shit? Let's hope there's not going to be riots. I hope that, you know, when people like even Anna Kasparian of the Young Turks admit she was wrong, that people can go back, look at the evidence, and say, yeah, I was wrong. This kid's innocent. He's not guilty. Man, it's looking like Chris Don's not going to make it. I didn't get another message from him. No signal? Nothing? Oh, he just texted me back. Huh. Let's try later. Try later if we can. It's so weird. No signal. It's totally up right now. Oh, he's got no signal. So anyway, I'm going to try to get him later in the day. We'll see what happens. Let's keep going through those. Since Kenosha turned down Trump's help from the National Guard, things got bad and people had to defend themselves. He was helping people and chose to be armed to defend himself. What would you have done? Wish we had a Second Amendment in Canada. Oh, shiz, new salty vid. YouTube eats garbage. Thank you for your proper uninfluenced justice in the USA from Australia. I've been trying to get this guy on from Australia that I was put in touch with somebody pretty prominent, and I haven't heard back from him. So I'm going to look again and try to reach out to him again. Love the way you roasted Senk on Twitter when he tried to call out Rogan. It's crazy, right? I mean, it's unreal what he said to him. It's just like, you know, Nobel Prize winning people medicine, like the doctor that prescribed it to him. I mean, give me a break. What would have happened if he wasn't armed? He might be the dead one. Exactly. Yeah, you see some of these people that just got beaten by the mob. It's crazy. It's crazy. I hope he sues them all. Me too. I hope he gets those millions from CNN for calling him a white supremacist. Yeah, no, he should own CNN at the end of this. No, he's not. Sorry, Howdy Farmer. You know what? We're going to just block you. You see that you make a dumb thing like that. Hide user on this channel. You know what? Unbelievable. We don't need fantasy. What I would suggest I thought I just did hide this user. Okay. That person needs mental help or he's just a troll, right? Like, seriously. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I've known Harris, who was just trying to get on the show, but I don't think he has a signal that he can get on with right now. That's because there's just so many people out there where he is in Wisconsin. What do you say to that? Like, the guy that shot most of the footage was right there. Believe me, people were shot, people were killed. The kid got kicked in the face. Like, this is just the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. I want to build a hobbit house. I mean, if you are serious about it, please seek mental help immediately. Schizophrenia, real thing. I want to build a hobbit house, make free energy, and learn future generations to fly like them. Holy hell, you don't carry. Insanity. Iowa Bass Man. That's how they feel here in good old. I love Iowa, man. I love Iowa. No, who unlawfully had a gun? Obviously, they dropped that charge, Chris Kringle. Let's see. If Rittenhouse armed Rosenbaum Wasn't armed. Rosenbaum wouldn't have gone straight to prison for the actions he took in violating court order to not be near minors. He left the place he was at because a child was present. Jesus. He can go after Sleepy Joe as well. I don't know what that means. Iowa Bass Man, I think most are by now. Divide and distract. Justice. You're not defending shiz without a firearm, dude. Well, I'm sorry, Iowa Bass Man. I am a victim of a violent crime here in Pennsylvania. Had a 6-inch gutting knife in my face. The guy only got 3 years on a plea deal. You better believe I need my gun to protect myself when he gets out. I want you to have your gun. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Of course I do. Score one for the little guy against the corrupt system. But don't shut the up. He's not guilty on self-defense. He's not. Yeah, of course he is. What are you talking about? It will get bad. The mob lost. I've been watching the McMichael Arbery trial for the past couple days. That looks like a not guilty verdict there as well. Could happen. Kyle had every legal right to hold his rifle. That's Wisconsin law. 15 to 17-year-olds can hold rifles. It is wonderful to have a good piece of news like this, and it couldn't be in a more important area, in my humble opinion. Mad respect to the jury for not being intimidated. I cried for Kyle. It was so emotional. I'm so happy for him, his family, and his lawyers. Let's see. Let's see if we got any more Tipskis and Hutch over at Rockfin. It looks like we're good. I think we're going to wrap this one up, guys. Look, here's the deal. If you didn't watch it on Rockfin, go make the free Rockfin account. If you're into cat videos and you just came across this and you're not subscribed to Jason Burmas on YouTube, do that as well, but be warned, we could be gone at any time. It's all selective enforcement. We are going to be doing probably at least one more video today as we ride into Friday evening. Like I said, got some obligations this evening as well. And then tomorrow is a daytime UFC, so we'll probably get maybe an early video done, maybe a late night video done. We'll see that as well. But again, I couldn't do this without you. I do want to thank you guys so much for supporting the broadcast. And I really want to encourage you, if you just watch one video that I did in the last 2 weeks, let it be the Dr. Katz defends the narrative as I and other concerned citizens challenge him. Okay? That I need you to watch that video. I need you to spread that video. So much other great stuff here. Abby Martin confronting Nancy Pelosi about the Johnny nonsense. Okay? Pfizer being exposed as who they really are. Project Artemis, NASA, TLAV, my Alex Jones appearance and 4th Hour host job. It's all right there. Please check it out. And of course, Shade the Motion Picture, one of my films, all of them are free, are up in the corner. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the playlist section. I do want to thank all you guys for being here. I love you. It is not about left or right. It's always about right and wrong. And we must come together, take away all those differences. Don't let this divide us. Don't let the truth divide us. Don't let justice divide us. And become the great resistance to a very real Great Reset New World Order agenda. I absolutely love you guys, and I'll see you on the flip side.